So the more acidic you are, the more insulation your body might create as a reaction to its environment. It might create more fat or fluid retention. Now, I've been working with clients for years how to improve their diets. And one thing that I always do is test my clients' pH. If I find that they are acidic, we work there. So we work on what they're drinking, what they're eating. Once we clean that up, even within a month, some people have experienced rapid weight loss. Now, it's not because all of a sudden they just started eating great and they dropped all of this weight. And this is something that you might find when you start a diet. You might drop a lot of weight really quickly because you're increasing your level of good foods, but a lot of those good foods are alkaline foods. You might be changing your body's pH. When you take somebody that's been very acidic over to alkaline, it's going to change a lot of what's going on in their internal system. This isn't the case for everybody, but if you're somebody that is overly acidic, your body might be reacting to your current environment. And that reaction could be increasing your fluid retention, storing fat in locations that protect your blood and your organs. It also increases your body's level of inflammation, which is why we feel more pain the more acidic foods that we ingest or drinks that we ingest. Now, there are a number of reasons why we might become more acidic. And again, food and beverage is probably going to be one of the main areas. Eating diets high in processed foods, meats, dairies, fat, fried foods, sugar, carbohydrates. These are all acidic foods. Beverages like alcohol, coffee, caffeinated teas, sugary drinks, sports drinks. If we have irregular eating patterns, that puts our body in stress. If we're eating late night, that puts our body under stress. Just general life stress is going to increase our acidity, lack of sleep. And another area that increases our acidity is lack of movement. If we're not pumping waste out of our system, if I'm not moving, I'm not pumping. Remember, my movement is the pump. Your movement is your pump. You are the pump. So think about it like a pool. You have a pool that the pH is off. It's going to collect bacteria and you're not pumping anything through. It's going to get really stagnant, really dirty. And that happens to our body. Acidity actually goes up when we are more sedentary. People that suffer from high acidity might be experiencing indigestion, burning stomach or throat. This is called GERD, a sour taste in your mouth, constipation, nausea, gas, belching. All of those are signs of sometimes over acidity in your system. So what does high acidity do in your body? When I think of acidity, I think of a can of Mountain Dew. I had heard years ago that from a dentist friend of mine that one of the leading problems in third world nations right now is that we brought soda to these nations and these people were drinking lots of Mountain Dew specifically. And Mountain Dew is very, very acidic. You're not sure about it? Ask any dentist what he thinks about Mountain Dew and you will get an earful, and how it's related to tooth decay, cavities, and a lot of problems. An experiment was actually done to just see how acidic Mountain Dew was. And they took a rodent, a dead rodent, and within 37 days, the rodent's remains were mostly gone. This is what is happening actually in our body in an overly acidic system. The acidity actually starts to break down our body's tissue, both in and out. If you start getting really dry, crackly skin, lots of wrinkles, dry, brittle hair, sometimes these are signs that you are overly acidic. Over acidity causes degeneration of your muscles, your tendons, your ligaments, and your bones. It leads to arthritis, increases our risk of cancers, which cancer can only grow in acidic environments. It leads to osteoporosis, diabetes, bacteria, and viruses, which also thrive in acidic conditions. The good news is there is something that you can do to improve your body's pH. Hydrate more. Drink more water. Water pushes waste out of your system so you can filter better. Now, right now, alkalized water is all the rage, but there's no real research proving that it changes your pH. If you can find any, please feel free to share that with me. But I have looked, and so far, I can't find any non-biased studies showing that alkalized water is really making a difference. There is proof, however, that adding fresh squeezed lemon and lime to your water is very effective in alkalizing your body, and it's a lot cheaper. Now, if you're adding lemon and lime, be sure you're adding real lemon and lime, and you're not using this plastic chemical-laden concentrate juice. This is not the same. So no, yes. The other way to correct your pH is just by eating more alkalized foods like vegetables and fruits, and less acid producing foods like meat, protein, dairy, sugary and starchy foods. Right now, a lot of our diet is probably more 80% acid, 20% alkaline. So we need to change that up, especially with diets that are like keto, that are fat and protein. Fat and protein are normally more acidic. So we need to find a way to help balance that out. And again, putting lemon and lime in your water can make a huge difference. Now, some people, no matter what you do, you might have more of a problem with acidity. Some of our genetics are just more prone to acidity. And I really feel like it's not that we're prone to acidity, we're just not good filters. Our system doesn't clean. People that have a lot of arthritis in their family, like mine does, I've in particular found that this group doesn't seem to filter very well. And so they have a buildup of more acidity in their body. With a group like this, it's more important to really pay attention. Now, I suffer with this. It's why I test my pH 3 times a day. I try to eat a lot more veggies and drink a lot of water, and I still notice that my pH will sometimes run a little bit more into that acidic range. Because of that, if you're somebody like me, it's important to stay on top of what's happening inside your body. Now, our pH is going to fluctuate regularly, so we can't just test it once and think, oh, okay, my pH was fine. I tested it once. It's all good. Our pH changes every single day. And a lot of times it's based on what I ate the night before that is going to cause what my pH is today. So in the morning, we're naturally going to be more acidic because we are dehydrated. By the afternoon and the evening, your food choices and your water choices for that day will start to help correct or balance your pH. So one of the easiest things that we can do is just self-test by using pH strips. You can get a little bottle. It's pH. You can see I've used mine a lot, and I carry it with me. These are really easy, and they're little strips that come out. You can lick them, you can urinate on them. I do both because your urine is going to be a different acidity than your saliva, but both should have a constant pH, or try to get it within a neutral range. And we don't want to be too acidic, and we don't want to be too alkaline. You want to be in that just right category. And most of these charts have color charts. Once you lick it, you wait about 1 minute. Always wait. You're not going to lick it and instantly have the result. It's going to stay more acidic looking. So be sure to wait about a full minute before you actually test it with the side here, and do it every day. These are very inexpensive. They're easy. You can carry them with you. The nice thing about checking your pH is that you have control. If you notice that what you're doing is creating more acidity, understand that your body is going to react according to that. If what you're doing is causing an environment that is not comfortable for your body will either pack on fat, it'll pack on insulation. You might feel that you're having more issues with your pH levels, and it's just not going to necessarily work for you. You definitely want to work on that and test your pH every single day. I'm going to attach a link to where you can get these, but you can go to any health food store and find these test strips. The best and most effective way to optimize your pH is by hydrating. Just drink more water.